Good morning, students. I am Raman Gupta from Government College Bara, and I'll teach you the poem The Sea and the Skylark, composed by G.M. Hopkins. In this poem, he discusses two themes. The first one is Christianity, and the other is nature. Christianity. The poem deals with the themes of Christian belief. As I have told you in the last video, that G.M. Hopkins had strong belief in God. So, to strengthen that belief, this poem was composed by him. The sea and the skylark are symbols of God's creation, while the town can be considered as a symbol of man's fall. Man, in his eagerness and self indulgence, has lost God's love. Why man has lost the love of God? Because of his eagerness and self indulgence. The next theme is nature. The two ancient sounds, the sea and the skylark, symbolize nature. They are a symbol of purity in this gloomy world. Hence, they have been able to survive so long, and it is quite clear that they will never cease being. So let's have a look at in the summary of the poem. The Sea and the Skylark is a beautiful sonnet written by famous poet G.M. Hopkins. The full name of Hopkins was Gerard Manley Hopkins. He was born in 1844 and he was influenced by the Oxford movement, and he died in 1899. Basically, Hopkins was born in Victorian period and he wrote his works even in the same period, but he was considered as modern poet due to his works published in 20th century modern period. It is a sonnet and it has two parts, that 8 lines octave and 6 lines sestet. The original title of this sonnet was Walking by the Sea. The poet describes the sea and the skylark in the octave, and then he contrasts them with man in the sestet. At first, Hopkins describes the natural sounds of the sea and the singing of the skylark. These two fill him with joy, but in the sestet, his mood changes into gloom and despondency. At first, in the octave, he describes about the natural sounds. The two objects, the first is the sea and the second is the skylark. Both symbolize nature. These two fill him with joy. These are the sources of joy for him, for everyone. But in the sestet, his mood changes. He changes his mood into gloom and despondency because of the fall of man. He is deeply pessimistic and foresees the total decline and dissolution of the human race. He says that human race has degraded itself. So he is very pessimistic. He is deeply hurt to see the fall of human race. At the tide, the sea continually roars. when there is a tide in the sea, it roars continuously. It makes sound, horrible sound. While at the ebb, there is a low lulling sound in the distance. But when there is fall in the sea level, the water which had rose already, when there is a fall, there is a low lulling sound in the distance. When it is over a quarter of a mile away, as long as the moon's phases changes and it orbits the earth, and the light which falls on the earth, the light of moon when falls on the earth and changes its orbits, the sea will be found repeatedly visiting the shore. And due to this process, the ebb and tide occur in sea, and the water, the waves of the sea comes to the shore and goes back, comes to the shore and repeats the same phenomena again and again. On his left, above the sand, Hopkins hears the skylark. He hears the singing of the skylark. Skylark is a bird and it sings very melodiously, which sings as it ascends until it is visible as a speck against the sky. And he says that it ascends until, it sings as it ascends until it is visible as a speck against the sky. It flies and goes very high in the sky, singing. The poet is surprised by the skylark's ability when it ascends in full song time after time during the day, and poet is surprised to see the rise of the skylarks sound and skylarks when it ascends in full song time after time during the day. It also sings while descending, and when it descends, it comes down to the earth, it also sounds, it also sings, and its music or its song symbolize the same thing the poet wants to convey to the readers about the rise and fall of human race. The poet ends the sonnet with a deep sense of loss at the thought that man is losing his identity. And in the last of this sonnet, poet is being very depressed, says that the man is losing his identity. Hopkins presents a contrast between the life girding purify of nature and sordidness of human civilization. The town mentioned in the sonnet is a seaside town, but the poem is not an attack. Poem is actually not an attack by the poet on anyone, particularly on that town, even not on that town which is situated on a seaside. It is a general and common meditation on nature and man, or nature and its creature. On the contrary, it is a common meditation or common thoughts given by the poet on nature and on the rise and fall of man and human race. So this is about the summary of the poem. In the next video I'll explain the poem, and I hope you will study it and will continue studying and preparing notes for your examination. Thank you and have a nice day.